Hey cats, EDDBUD here. I've been inundated recently with True Wireless Earbuds to review. Loads of different companies seem to be sending them to me. They're like targeting me. Maybe it's something to do with the musical interludes at the end of all the videos. Who knows? It's no bad thing though. You know I'm a big music fan and I'm a runner. As such, today I've got a runner's review for you of the Mifo Revision 2 True Wireless Earbuds. I've been digging these earbuds over the last couple of weeks out on my runs. Loads of varying conditions as well to really test them out. You know, I like to put things through their paces. Every now and then you realise how many different things we say in everyday life are related to running. Before we get into the review guys, if you are a regular viewer of the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell below for notifications when we roll out the new videos for you. And it really does help us out here at EDDBUD Running Shoe Reviews if you give this video a thumbs up like. Dankeschön. Just to let you know, the company have sent these over to me kindly for review, but I'm not being paid to make this video or say anything. You, my valued viewers, get to see my thoughts and opinions on these earbuds before anybody else. Okay, so now that's over with, let's get to it. So pairing these to my iPhone was simplicity itself. Once I followed the instructions. Always read the instructions, guys. It's very important. Keeping them close together when removing them from the case seems the best bet. And once they pair to each other, they simply appear as a selectable option in your Bluetooth settings on whatever device you're using. I'll take it if you're a runner, you're probably using some sort of phone. I doubt anyone's taking out a tablet or anything like that while they're running. I don't know, maybe. People do some strange stuff. It's 2021. One big boon of these Mifo running earbuds is the fact that they have a rechargeable case. And you can also use that case to charge other devices as well. That could really come in handy perhaps in an emergency situation or scenario. I think it will give out about 3.7 volts or 2600 milliamp, which isn't enough to charge your Nintendo Switch or anything like that, but it could top up your phone in an emergency scenario. The case has a really nice smooth feel, sort of aluminium style, a little bit like a Apple MacBook Pro or something. I have to say it's far nicer in hand than that plasticky one that contains the Powerbeats Pro. I mean, it's a great sounding set of earbuds, but it really does feel a bit plasticky. I often worried if I was to drop it that it might shatter or crack. Not with this, it feels nice and like premium, I suppose, really. You did get a green LED inside the case, which tells you how much charge the case has got, and you got some other indicators where it's below 40 or below 30. It's a little tough to remember. I wish they'd go for like red, amber and green. You know, that's a very well-known cultural idiom, traffic lights, so on, so on. I just think it's a better metaphor for power levels. Perhaps they can implement something like that in the future. In use, they use touch sensitivity on either side of the earbuds, so you get different commands on the left than you do to the right. I found they worked fine in dry conditions, though I did get a few spurious commands being sent in more humid or wet conditions. In fact, most of my runs are in quite wet conditions. I do seem to sweat an awful lot. I did have a couple of issues where I just seem to lose control of them, but that's been few and far between, in fairness. The earbuds themselves sound great with some really good separation and a reasonably flat response. I think if you're looking for gallons of gluttonous bass, then you're probably gonna be a little bit disappointed here. They are quite flat and actually a more realistic sound, I suppose, than what you would actually expect from some hyped up earbuds. You always get this huge amount of bass and they tend to carve out the mid-range in lots of exciting top end. That's not really what I want. I want to hear the songs as they're supposed to be heard, as the musicians and the engineers, the producers, and as they intended. Krungbin's drums are dry and snappy, and the Strat guitars on the tracks are quite articulate with some nice reverb trails there. They do feel quite dynamic in terms of the sound. Doesn't feel too closed in. Rock tracks are springy and particularly full of energy. Angus Young's guitars sound full of vim, and there's some reasonably rounded bass there from the Mifo earbuds. Don't expect over-the-top extended bass, that's all I'm going to say. I did find that the sound was very affected with these earbuds by your choice of the tips that you put onto the end of them. I experimented a little bit, but I found even the largest versions there that were supplied are a little bit too small for me. When I'm playing on stage with my band, I use a set of Shure in-ear monitors, and they've got some very squashy almost foam style tips, and it might be an idea for me to try those out perhaps to get a really good lock in the ear. I never did feel though that they were going to fall out at any stage. I did take these on a 12-mile effort the other day and I had absolutely no issues with them whatsoever. Maybe look for some aftermarket earbud tips if you want a really snug fit and you have very large ear holes like me. I think that was one anxiety I had, was that they might fall out or something, but yeah, 19 kilometers, no issues. I tend to use playlists when I go out running to avoid having to skip around tracks. I can just concentrate on what I'm doing, which is running. And I found operation of the O5 Mark II to be relatively intuitive. A single touch to either the left or right earbud decreases or increases volume, then a double touch of the right unit pauses or plays the current track. You can take calls with these earbuds, though it's not really something that I ever do. If I'm running, I want to get away from all of that. I did do a quick test one though, and audio quality was surprisingly good. Previous or next tracks are a triple tap, which is quite difficult to carry out when you're running. If you're just walking around or doing some daily stuff, then no issue. But if you're flying along, you know, above 7 minutes 30 per mile, or 4 minutes 40 per kilometre, it's quite tough to be able to do a triple tap. Hence why I always try to use some sort of playlist. I did notice another set of earbuds from Mifo, which are called the O5 Plus. These seem to have mechanical buttons, and I can't help but miss that physical control that I have on the Powerbeats Pro. I think it's a little more reassuring there and just a little more accurate to have some actual buttons. I just think the accuracy is a little higher in an exercise type scenario. Not to say this system doesn't work though, even when they were coated in water and all sorts, they still carried on. They soldiered on. Battery life seems to be on point and is impressive so far. I think the obvious question is, will it last on a long run, a marathon, or like an all-day trek? Well, yes is the answer. You've got a charging case right here. And I think your phone or your music playing device will probably lose power or run out before these will. Don't think I had to charge them up till about 8.5 hours or something, so yeah, that's not bad. So regardless of the few issues I had with the controls and the slightly loose fit, I think that's just more me having very large ears. The sound, battery life, charging case and price are all very attractive. I think these make a really good option for a runner, especially if you don't want to shell out a huge amount of money on some of the upper Apple products or the Beats products as well. They are big money. I was really impressed with these, with the overall quite flat response. That might be a total turn off to you, but for me, as someone that likes to hear music as it's supposed to be heard, it's a big bonus. And these seem to work pretty well over a wide range of different musical genres. Easy to pair the device up and start using it ASAP. I hate having to get used to things and mess around with instruction manuals. These just work pretty much straight out the box. You don't need a degree in IoT to be able to enjoy these earbuds. I think the quality of the item is really up to scratch as well. As someone who's tested out high-end audio products from people like Universal Audio to hand-wired Fender valve amps, I'm really pleased to report that the build quality here is right up there. Just the finish as well, the box, the packaging, everything just feels like you got quite a nice premium product on your hands. Overall, I can't help but recommend these. I've really enjoyed my running. I've been able to listen to some stuff that I've been waiting to like review and put into the videos actually. This has given me a really great and lightweight option to be able to review some albums that I've had sat on my iPhone for ages. In fact, this is a set of earbuds that I will pick up for friends and family as a present in the future. A good sounding and long lasting output device. If you've got lots of audio and music to consume, then this could hit the spot. Check the links in the description if you fancy picking up this product. There's also a code there to get 10% off. I believe that runs out towards the end of September 2021. Thanks to Barry for furnishing me with these earbuds that will be staying in my running rotation for many months to come. A great musical interlude for you today. I can't remember how, but I stumbled upon a great band called Jackson Boone. They released this wonderful album back in 2015 called Natural Changes. Quite psychedelic stuff, this, guys. Lots of wonderful acoustic guitars, weird evolving effects, strange guitar wails, all that sort of stuff. There's two amazing tracks on this that I've listened to over and over again. One is called The Dolphin Turned Into a Cat, and the other is the title track, Natural Changes. There's definitely a bit of a Syd Barrett vibe about this group, but all the good things, I think. Nice dry drums, very atmospheric sort of sound, mysterious perhaps even. It feels like everything's been coated in a wash of oil. It feels like a big oil painting. You know, you put drops of paint into like water and drop paper into it and let it dry. It's kind of like that, but in your ears. It's like the perfect fruit salad. That's all I can think of really, that it sounds like. Just the right amount of every type of fruit there, washed down with this wonderful juice. Very refreshing. It doesn't really sound like anything else. I can't compare it to anything else at all. I think they've done another album after that in 2017, nothing since then. Let's hope they produce some more, because I really do like the alluring sound of Jackson Boone. Go and check them out, guys. Thanks for tuning in and sticking with me to the very end of this video today, guys. It's quite nice when somebody sends you something to review and you really, really like it. And it does mean, again, I can harness the power of music while I'm running, which seems to have a quite profound effect on my performance. If you haven't done so already, guys, please help the channel out by clicking that subscribe button and also the bell below for notifications of when we launch those new videos for you. Also, hit that like button and make sure you share this video with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD and I'll be seeing you